Okay, so hello everyone. We are here at Hooker Furnishings with the beautiful Kim Wolfe. Yes,
Super beautiful.
and talented.
Thank you. Kidding.
She just did a wonderful speech that was very inspiring. And we have a couple of questions for you. I want to talk about, first of all, you are known for so many things. Winner of Survivor, the HGTV show, Why the Heck Did I Buy This
Why the
House?
heck did I buy this house? Yeah.
And children and husband and all of those things. So, how do you hold it together with everything that you have going on in your life?
I mean, I don't know that I do hold it together well. I think for me, it's been about clarifying what I really want to be doing. What do I really want to do? And then all the things that I don't really want to do that I'm just doing because they sounded like a good opportunity. So, kind of finding tools of like letting a lot of things fall away and then focusing on the few things that really matter. So I guess that's like priorities. But I think that's been a big shift for me in the last 5 years of just chasing the few things really well that I really want to do instead of like 20 things, you know?
That's amazing. And I actually failed to mention yeah, former bridal shop owner also.
Yeah, I owned a couple of bridesmaid dress boutiques actually in my 20s, but I think that was just the entrepreneur in me. And I wanted to own something, create something, build something. I wasn't super passionate about weddings or bridesmaid dresses, but I loved like refinishing the spaces. That was the part I loved, is like the transformation of the lighting and the paint and the furniture and getting it all set up. And then once that was done, I had kind of lost my energy for it. But that even taught me something about what I really wanted to do, which is project-based, renovation.
Now, another thing that you mentioned was the bracelets that you have, win the day. So in this, I'm sure there's many opportunities where you feel like you didn't win the day, right? So how do you adjust to that at the end of the day? How do you unwind? How do you feel like you overcome not winning the day?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never not won a day. Just kidding. I sometimes take the bracelet off to punish myself. I've stopped doing that because I'm like, you didn't win the day. And then I take it off. But no, win the day is my dad's football slogan from growing up. And it meant, he would say, it's not a cute saying. It's a way of life. It's choosing little thing day after day where at the end of the day, you can say like, I won the day. I don't know how it's all going to look long term, but at least we did it today. Of course, there's days that things go wrong. I react ways that I wish I didn't. I'm not proud of the things I've chosen to do or say, or I feel like I could have done it all better. Wish I could do it again. I also just have a lot of grace for myself. I think that having compassion for yourself is really important. I think it's really different than self-esteem. It's like, really talking to yourself kindly as like a wise mentor would and not as a harsh critic would. So I think when I get into that like harsh critic voice where I feel like I'm giving myself a really hard time, I just try to step back and think about, how would I talk to my daughter if she were sitting in my shoes? And it would sound a lot kinder. And then get up and try again.
It's amazing because that's so hard for people to overcome winning what they wanted to do, and to be able to forgive yourself for not succeeding in something is amazing, and I love that. And you also mentioned some vision boards that you have for yourself, and I think that's great too, to actually visually see maybe things that you want to overcome or successes that you want to have for whether it be the day, the week. So talk a little bit about that, how you came up with that idea and how it helps you in all of the 5,000 million things that you're doing in your life.
I realize I keep holding your hand. I'm like, does she like that I'm holding her hand? The vision boards, there's a saying, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. And I think the vision boards are a perfect example of that. I think we have all of the dreams, the goals, we have all these passions and things we want to create and do. And we know who we want to be, but we don't ever really take the time to write down, like, who do I want to be? What do I want to be remembered for? And I think that creating these vision boards for me was like a visual representation of getting something up on the wall and getting out of my head, out of my heart, out of my soul, whatever you want to call it, in a way that I'm constantly reminded of it. So to stop down, I would read some of the goals. Some of them are financial goals. Some of them are personal goals. Some of them are career goals. But, making this like beautiful representation. And then when I have a new thought for the day and I know it's important, it was something that was like highlighted to me as like, I need to pay attention to this. This could be a big shift. I'll just write it down on an index card and stick it up there. And so it's sort of is just this collection of like the most important thoughts that I have. And I think it's been a big shift for me. I mean, a lot of times I spend time in the morning or at night just reflecting on it, meditating over it, reading some of them out loud. And it's a constant reminder of who I am and what I want to do and where I'm trying to go.
I love that. That's so great for people to take note of that and help them visualize things that they want. So that's just amazing. I love that. And I also want to just briefly go back and talk about, you spoke a little bit about the whole process of what happened, how you ended up on Survivor. And I love that story. I think it's, if you can just touch on
15-minute story. No,
just touch on that just a little bit, because it's amazing. I mean, you wanted something and you went for it, and it's amazing how you made this come to fruition for yourself. So if you can just briefly talk a little bit about that.
I think it was meant to be. I feel like I was supposed to go, but I do think I didn't realize that. Like, it kind of happened as an accident. I mean, I just loved the show. I always thought I would be good at the show. I felt like I could win if I could get on. And I decided to send in an audition tape, not really thinking that I would get on and go. So I call it a line in the water. Like, I say this a lot, like, just throw a bunch of lines in the water. You don't even have to commit. You can just see which one gets a bite, and then you can look at it and decide, do I want to keep it or do I want to throw it back? So this was one of those moments for me. And I got casted and went on, and it just went really, really well.
You took a chance, and look how much, and it really changed your life completely, and that's amazing. And as a woman in business as well, especially in a business that's so male dominated as far as construction, I love seeing women like you that are strong and powerful and move forward, and you have a lot of goals that you set for yourself. So it's amazing. And it's amazing for other girls and women to see that if you really want something, set your mind to it, and you can achieve it.
Growing up, I was just mad I was a girl, because I thought, I wasn't going to get to do all the things that I wanted to do, like go fishing. And come to find out, you can do all the fishing and all the things you want. Being a girl is actually great. It took me 3 years to say that.
Amazing. Well, you are such an inspiration, and I thank you so much for talking with me. Your story is amazing, and I love it. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
You too.